All right, great people. This is Derrick Cooley, and today we have another special guest with us. Today's guest grew up in the Dallas area and built his football foundation at two powerhouse schools. We got DeSoto High School, shout out to them, and David W. Carter High School. He went on to play professional football in both the Arena and Canadian League, taking his talents beyond Texas and to the pro ranks. After his playing career, he transitioned into coaching, helping develop young athletes and spending time coaching alongside folks like primetime Deion Sanders with the Truth Organization. Now he continues that work as a coach with Dallas Elite, pouring into the next generation while also watching the game through a new lens as a father, with his own son playing youth football. Player, pro, coach, and father, a man who has seen the game from every single angle. Today we sit down with Jay Shields. Welcome, sir.
How you doing?
I hope that intro did you some justice.
Man, hey, any intro is a good intro.
We're going to jump into it because I can't wait to ask you some of these questions. Now, because you done seen the game from every level, take me back to the early days. Like, where did sports enter into your life?
Sports entered into my life. My father actually played for the Cowboys. So that's how we ended up in Dallas.
Oh, no, we got to talk about that. Get comfortable. Shout out, what's dad's name?
His name is Roosevelt Shields II.
Okay.
He played for the Cowboys in the late 70s, early 80s, before I was born, then when I was born, not knowing that sports was in my gene.
Yeah.
My dad and one of his older brothers actually ran track with Jesse Owens in Chicago. So when it comes to sports, all my uncles, my sisters, everybody are athletes. Whether it's basketball, football, baseball, track.
Yeah.
We all are athletes. So growing up in our household, it was like competition daily.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, my competition was my older brother. And he was who drove me every day to beat him.
How much older?
He's around about 2.5 years older than me.
So y'all pretty close in age.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm the younger big brother.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's always been like my gauge and to see where I am athletically, see where I am speed-wise, because he had it all. He had the speed, he had the quickness. So my thing was I had the size, though.
I got you.
So it was always, can I beat him? Can I do this better than him? So once I got to the point to where I was kind of similar, and I've always played up in sports until I got to high school.
What do you mean played up?
So I started playing football, tackle football at 5 years old. So everybody else on the team was 7 and 8.
My God.
But I was big enough and I was athletic enough, and they just asked my dad, hey, if you sign off on him, we'll let him play. He got good size and he's physical. So when my pops signed off on it, never looked back after that.
But you said something earlier. You said there was a culture of sports and competitiveness in your family. Was that just through your dad and your brothers, or was your mom also into sports?
No, my mom was not into sports.
She wasn't?
She was supportive. She made sure that she showed up to some of the practice, to the games. But when I say competitive, one of my sisters, she would be our quarterback. So when we played street ball, she was our quarterback, playing against other blocks. And then another one, my sister, she was fast, even though she's younger. She was the sprinter. But it was competitive, a competitive nature, just whether we were doing sports or even we had our own singing group. So it was even competition, seeing who can sing the best.
So y'all had sports, y'all had singing in the same household, so everybody just pushing everybody to be great.
Correct.
But your dad, you said something really interesting. He played for the Cowboys.
Yes.
So did he push you into football, or was it just naturally you just wanted to play?
Believe it or not, naturally I just wanted to play. We didn't watch sports as a youth. My grandfather, he watched baseball.
Okay.
So we used to watch the Cubs for 2-3 hours.
Oh, yeah, them games long.
Just sitting in front of the little box TV. And we would be there for 3 hours just watching that. And for my pops, the only thing I said that he did do, he put us in the backyard. Me and my brother that's right over, we have an older brother. He was 13, And at 13 years old, he was the size of a grown man.
At 13?
At 13. And he was running like a 4.3, 4.2. And my dad put us in the backyard with all our equipment on.
Yeah.
My older brother had all his equipment on. And he said, if y'all hit him, and if you hit him below his waist and at his kneecap, he eventually will fall. And I promise you, we started this at probably like 3 p.m. on a Saturday. Yeah. We did not stop until around 7 or 8.
Good God, man.
Until we completed that. So in my mind, once I tackled him, I was like, I could tackle anybody.
Well, basically, yes.
So that's always been my mindset. Nobody's too big. Nobody's too fast. Nobody's too quick. If you keep working at it, you'll eventually get it done.
So you tackling 8-year-olds at 5. That's crazy. But then where do you transition into, like, you said, because you played up until high school. So middle school, you still played up.
Right.
But when you got to high school, did you feel like an advantage because you had been playing against kids older than you?
To believe it or not, everybody looks at my stature now. They see 6'4", 220, 230. They be like, oh, you're a huge guy. Not knowing I was 5'7", all the way up to my end of my sophomore year of high school. Now, I was an elite athlete, so I was fast and I was quick, and I had ball skills. But height-wise, I didn't have it. When I went into Carter my freshman year, Carter sent that my freshman year, which were the varsity senior year, they sent 19, 20 guys D1. And we had grown men on varsity. I tell people all the time, if you would just see a varsity practice, they had over 30 to 50 scouts at every practice. That's how good our varsity was.
Where did DeSoto come in at since you started at Carter?
The crazy thing about it, I didn't stay in Carter's district. I stayed in Sox district. So my sister, oldest sister, and my brothers, the principal at Carter, which his name was Mr. Brew, he helped my oldest brother through some trials and tribulations. So my dad has always had that relationship, and my dad did not want me to go to Sox. He was like, nope, all your friends go there. You're in the neighborhood every day.
Yeah.
I kind of know what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Which he wasn't wrong, because like the first 2 weeks that I was at Sox, I didn't go to class but homeroom probably once or twice. Because my coach was just like, hey, you're going to be on varsity next year. We need you to know X, Y, Z.
Right.
He was just wanting me to be an athlete. So my dad, I wound up going to Carter. And then from Carter, I was there my freshman year, went through spring ball going into my sophomore year. I did great in the spring. Coach Chambers wound up being the head coach, and he gravitated to me because I wasn't scared to go against our varsity guys. So I was doing good in there, and then Carter that year had something going on with the enrollment, and they were just finding reasons for kicking people out.
So are you at 5 just wanting to play? That must mean it was fun for you. But at what stage did you realize I could probably do something with this?
I would say probably around 13.
Okay, that's young.
Yeah. At 13, I was very different. I mean, I played pretty much every position on offense that didn't include the line. And on defense, I played every position on defense that include the D-line.
Wow.
And I mean, I didn't look at a game or look at any competition as I wasn't good enough.
Okay.
I knew I was one of the best, and I practiced like the best, and I played like the best.
So you were confident, though.
Correct.
But did you feel like you had to prove something when you got in, freshman year? You just said there was grown men on the team. Did you feel that urge or that sense of I got to show them what I'm about?
Well, I did. I definitely did going into Carter because I wasn't within their school district. I mean, within their district of Carter. I didn't come from Atwell. I didn't go to Hussey. I didn't go to Brown. So I'm coming from O.W. Holmes, which is on the other side of the cliff. That's across the bridge. That wasn't even where I live. That wasn't the middle school I was supposed to go to. So when I got to Carter, I definitely had to prove myself. And like I said, I wasn't a big kid at that time. I was still 5'7", probably weighed 145 pounds.
Now, we in Dallas. I got to imagine that when kids found out who your daddy was, they coming. Did you get any, extra motivation from other teams once they found like, oh, his daddy played for the Cowboys?
Crazy or not, I didn't get it because of my dad. I got it because of my brothers.
Really?
Because my brothers were so good when they played, so it was like, oh, that's the little brother.
I got you.
But by the time I was able to get to high school, they called me, oh, there go Little Shields. And then gravitated when they start giving you nicknames. Now you know you're doing something.
No, that's facts. Yeah, when somebody give you a nickname.
Correct.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get LeBron too bad. But I'm a Kobe guy.
Okay.
Kobe, so, you got to be nicknamed something for it to really stick. So I'm just going through the timeline here. 5 years old, did your thing. Middle school, did your thing. High school showed out. When did the colleges start noticing?
Be honest, so it's just in my own opinion. When I was at DeSoto to me it was in the white neighborhood at the time. I never went to school. None of my, from elementary, middle school, even early part of high school, never went to school with white people. It's always been all black or mixed in with a few Latinos. So going to DeSoto, it was a very mixed culture. So we had blacks, we had Hispanics, we had whites, and even we had a few foreign exchange students. So when I got to DeSoto and I just looked at the program, at Carter it was all based off you fast, you're an athlete. It wasn't based off strength. DeSoto had a whole strength off-season program, weight room program.
Wow.
And going there, I had to pretty much reinvent myself and had to prove myself all over because these coaches don't know me. They know me as Lil Shields. That's his little brother. Coming in, I had to kind of like put my head down and just going from my sophomore year, which I didn't get a lot of traction because I came into DeSoto late my sophomore year because I was coming from Carter. I really didn't want to be there. I actually got in trouble like the first 2 weeks doing stupid stuff because I didn't want to be there. So I wanted to be back. I wanted to still be at Carter because that's where all my homeboys are. So when I got to DeSoto and I saw it was different, I'm like, man, I got to prove myself all over again. I kind of was doing my thing at Carter. I had an opportunity to be on Voice in my sophomore year. So I'm like, and at that time, Carter was still a powerhouse.
Yeah.
So I'm like, going from my sophomore year, going into my junior year, I was also playing AAU basketball and running track. So I was doing stupid stuff my sophomore year, not being in the house on time for curfew. My dad had this rule, as far as if you're an older kid, you got to make sure you take care of the younger. So if you with your older brother, you stay with your older brother. So in my opinion, my brother was on varsity. So I'm staying with him, going to the Whataburger, knowing I should have went to the house. Yeah, so I got in trouble for that. I want to say a month, or maybe a month before school started back going into junior year, my daddy grounded me. I couldn't go outside for a month, which for me, that was punishment.
Oh, yeah.
Because I love staying outside, challenging people playing full court outside on the block. I literally, for a month, woke up, lifted weights, played Sega, ate cereal, went to sleep, woke back up, go to church, come back and I did that for a month. And one day I came out the room, I went from 5'7" to 6'2" in a month.
Just from that?
Just from that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
With the same ball skills, speed, and everything?
With the same ball skills. Now, the difference was, so since now I have this different frame from 5'7" to 6'2", I don't know how to use these legs I have.
That sounds familiar.
So I had to literally train myself all over again to use these legs. Put it like this, when we went to tour days reporting for my junior year, they thought I was a transfer student.
Because you grew 5 inches?
Because I grew that much just in 1 month. For me, I was a late bloomer. Now, once I started getting on the map, and my name was in the paper, that's really when the traction took off.
What was some of the first colleges that reached out?
TCU, UNT, Florida was on my list.
The Gators?
Yes.
Okay.
Florida was on my list. I don't really have Grambling on there, but my uncles went to Grambling. Then a lot of my family went to Southern. So it was a lot of local schools. I think Southwestern, Oklahoma. Then I have a few other schools. So back then we had the Texas-Louisiana game. So your job was to try to get on the squad to play against that Texas-Louisiana state game, and that gave you more notoriety. 'Cause we were doing 7-on-7, but it was only, we weren't doing a 7-on-7. We had all these different teams. It was just your high school. You might go to Louisiana, you might go somewhere else to play. Texas and Louisiana had a game, and also Texas and California.
What about the decision? So you went through, did well up to your senior year. How was it deciding on like what school you wanted to go to?
Well, I know I didn't want to be in the state of Texas.
Really?
That was the first thing I said. I said, I don't care what happens. I'm not going to a school in Texas.
Why is that?
I come from a big family. I've always had to share everything.
I got you.
So in my mind, this was my opportunity to kind of live on my own, create my own name for myself.
Yeah.
Kind of come into my own in so many words. So that was my sole reason. I actually had a cousin and he was at TCU, and he was like a star player there. So, and I think my other cousin, he went for track, but he also played football with me at DeSoto. So it was like I had like two other cousins that played at DeSoto with me, and one went to TCU and the other one went to Alabama. I want to say Alabama State, and I wound up going to Grambling. So I did, and how I ended up at Grambling was crazy. I did not want to go. I was going to take a partial scholarship to go to Florida over UT.
UT was offering you a full ride?
No, they was only offering partial, and at that time, UT's tuition per semester is $30,000.
Man, no.
So just for one semester, that's $15,000 that you got to find out what you're gonna do.
But Grambling calls.
Yes.
Why Grambling over the other schools?
First of all, I had an uncle that played for Eddie Robinson.
Okay.
And he won a national championship with Eddie Robinson back in like 93, 94. And we used to go to all this game when they would come play in the state for a classic. Then we'd go to the Bayou Classic. So I knew who Grambling was. Yeah. And at this time, Doug Williams was at Grambling.
Okay.
So, and their offense was a spread, aired out type offense. So I just went up there. They asked me to come on a visit. I went up there, talked to them, met with them, with Coach Spears, met with Coach White, which was receivers coach, and met with Coach Doug. And they was like, hey, he late. You can get him to Prop 48.
What is that?
Prop 48 is almost like they don't have any more scholarships. And because I chose to go there over any other school I was going to, they were like, we can take him in. We want him. We just don't have money for him right now. But we can Prop 48 him. If he proves himself to be valuable, we can get a scholarship the next semester.
So you back in the I gotta prove myself mode.
Correct.
Tell us about that.
Believe it or not, I think a lot of people think that HBCUs is not a lot of athletes.
That's true.
And I would say this: when I got to Grambling, we had, I think that was my freshman year. So my freshman year, they had 4 players off our defense that were going into the draft, and we had 3 players off the offense that were going into the draft.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and that was my freshman year. So, and I used to see these guys every day. We had, I'll never forget this, Robert Taylor. He was our middle linebacker. Robert Taylor was 6'4", 250, and probably like maybe 4% body fat.
Oh, he cut up.
And he can run sideline to sideline. That was our middle linebacker. And then we had a corner. He went to Cleveland. One of our safeties, he went to Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Denmark, I think he also went to Tampa. And then we had a defensive lineman, I think they went to the Colts. That was just on the defense. That wasn't even talking about the offense.
So you're at a HBCU, all 4 years there?
Yes.
What was your experience like? And break it down for somebody like a kid who's listening that may be considering an HBCU over traditional college.
Considering that I tried both. I did a PWI and I went to HBCU. I would say the family atmosphere and the things they teach you going into a HBCU. Like we had a class my freshman year called Freshman Seminar. And Freshman Seminar was almost like public speaking.
We need that.
And they were teaching you how to talk and how to interview in front of a mass audience, which in that case was my classmates.
Yeah.
So they were teaching you how to interview, what to do, how to speak, their tone, how to how to get the audience involved.
Yeah.
So it was things like that. Now, once they taught us freshman seminar, then they were teaching about Grambling's culture and when it was it established, the foundation, and just being around people that, to this day, some of my friends that I call like my brothers and sisters, I met at Grambling.
Wow. Wow. So I'm assuming you was the guy, once again, wide receiver out there doing your thing at Grambling. You do 4 years. Are you thinking pro? Are you thinking like I'm finna go in a draft? Like what was your thought process coming into your senior year?
My thought process was, what am I going to choose? I'm going to choose safety or I'm going to choose receiver.
You was playing both sides?
I wound up playing free safety my junior year.
Okay.
And that was because when I went into Grambling, when Coach Doug asked me what position I played, I said I played receiver in free safety. So one day I was just playing around at practice, and I picked our quarterback out 3 times.
And that was it.
And they was like, and then just so happened one of our star defensive players got us into some trouble. He got kicked off the team.
Okay.
And the guy that was backing him up was a 4-star coming out of Baton Rouge, and wasn't performing. So that's how that happened.
But tell me about like, were you like preparing for the combine? Were you looking at draft? Like what was the goal then?
Well, the goal then was to, of course, do good at the combine. Oh, my 40 time was a 4.41.
That's good.
Yeah, I did 4.41. Vertical was 40 inch vertical. My shuttle was a 4.2, and then my L cone drill was a 6. I want to say it was a 6.7.
Man.
So at that point in time, I was thinking about draft.
Yeah.
But to be realistic, if coming from an HBCU, unless you have a team following you from pretty much your sophomore year all the way to a senior, you're going to go unrestricted free agent.
And that's what you did?
And I did that by going to Detroit.
Tell me about that transition.
At that particular time, it was more like I made it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I finally accomplished what I was trying to accomplish this whole time. And it was not more me. It was more, I made my brother proud. I made my daddy proud.
Mm-hmm.
That was more my mindset. I had other things that happened throughout my college career that could have deterred me and had me drop out of school and not do anything else. But football was my first thought, last thought.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a plan B. Well, I did kind of have a plan B, but I didn't think about my plan B at that time. I was just thinking, how can I get there?
What I'm hearing throughout this conversation so far is you had to prove yourself at every level.
Correct.
Man, so going to the new high school, Soto, you got to prove yourself. Going to Grambling, you got to prove yourself. Now you playing free safety and wide receiver. Restricted free agent. Now you going to Detroit Lions. Unrestricted, man, you ain't really on the team yet.
No.
So tell us about that. Like, was it a hard transition to try to get on the team? Did you get on the team? Like, what was that like?
Well, to be honest, I wound up messing my knee up. And as an unrestricted free agent, you can't get hurt.
At all.
That you already going in as a receiver, I think it was, I'm trying to think, we probably had 6 receivers in front of me that played my same position. So when I messed up my knee, I didn't like have to have surgery, but I think I had a slight tear in my meniscus. Mm-hmm. So I was down and I couldn't do anything for like maybe 2 months. Mm-hmm. And that was the first time that I actually second guessed myself and see if this was going to actually be for me. Because in my mindset, I'm always having to get the back end of the stick. Mm. Like my ability was, I never questioned my ability. Yep. My thing was questioning my opportunity. What the opportunity that I have. So now I skipped a step because in order for me to even get there, I had to go to the Senior Bowl in Alabama. And that's really how I got there.
Yes, so you got the invite to that.
Yes, and that's for people that didn't get the notoriety. And it was only me and another guy that went to Tuskegee were the only 2 guys from HBCU. So everybody else there is from Notre Dame, from Texas, from Florida, Florida State, all these other big PWIs. And we're the only 2 from HBCUs. And to this day, I know what play it was, I know where I was, and I know what happened that made them say, who is he?
Tell us that play.
And this is the crazy thing. So I lost my luggage at the airport. They mixed it up, didn't have it. So my cleats and everything are in this luggage. And I have to run the next day. So the cleats that they gave me was one of my agents, one of my guys that was with the same agency as me, but he ran it, he wore a 10 and a half. I wear a size 13, 13 and a half.
Your toes
So
like
my
this.
toes are crunched up in here in the shoes. So it took for one of the recruiters or scouts to come and say, "Hey man, you all right? Why you running like that?" I was like, man, they lost my suit, my luggage. It ain't coming. It ain't gonna be here until after the workout. And it just so happened another guy that was with us, one of my agents, he wound up messing up something, and he wore a 13. So I was able to use his cleats. They let me rerun my 40, and I just made it to do one-on-ones.
What was your 40 time then?
4.41.
So that was a 4.41. Okay.
So that's how I was actually able to catch their eyes to where it was like, okay.
Yeah.
Because what I ran in the other cleats was not, I have never ran that in my life.
Yo, man, you probably was running on heels and everything.
Hey, I was running with my toes where every step was killing me.
Your toes in there throwing gang rounds. I know it was crazy in there.
It was rough, but.
So you said you got hurt. You hurt your meniscus, some type of tear at Detroit. You're out. So you get cut at that point?
I got cut. Then I wound up staying there because coach was like, "Hey man, we still like you. It's still early. Might look to bring you back." And at that time, they had Grand Rapids, which was an Arena 1 team.
Okay.
That was right outside of Detroit. So I had an opportunity with them. My agent set it up, and he was like, "Hey, they're having something going on here. They need more bodies, and they need a big receiver." They specifically said, "We need a big receiver." I went in. I didn't even know what arena football was. And he was like, "Yeah, it's about 60 yards. It's indoor." So at that time, I'm looking up arena football. And I'm like, I see people going over the wall. I see people running into the wall. Yeah. I'm like, this football? I'm like, what? I see people in motion. I'm like, what is this? So, of course, I looked at it. I went to a workout, did my thing in the workout, tested well, got invited back to a private workout. Well, I worked out with the starting quarterback. So once I did that, I made the team. And what people don't know, arena football is just like NFL. They bring people in every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday. So you're off Monday.
Yeah.
Because you're either playing Saturday or you're playing Sunday. So every Tuesday, no matter what the roster is, if they feel like they're not getting what they need out of a certain position,
I got you.
They got people coming in and out, and that's their trial on Tuesdays. So when I came in on a Monday, did private work, but I showed up Tuesday. And from that Tuesday, they wound up releasing somebody. I took his number and his locker.
God, dog. So you in arena football, you staying in it, you keeping yourself fit, and then you said the Browns came into this. Tell us about how you made it to the Browns.
I made it to the Browns. I had an opportunity to play for the Browns through a private workout that was set up for one of my friends.
Okay, tell us about that.
And going to the workout, I originally was just going to support him, just be there for him because he was like a brother to me. So just to see him win and get the opportunity, I was happy.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I'm thinking like, if you get to the Browns, we gonna get to the Browns,
yeah.
and it's gonna open up doors and opportunities because we all played on the same championship team.
Okay. So
that was my real reason for even being there. So while we were there, the recruiter or the scout was like, "Hey, can we see him cover some guys because he looked good doing his individual drills?" And he was like, "Hey, can we get somebody to cover him?" And it just so happened I was there along with the starting quarterback for our arena team, and then my cousin V. Ray. And V. Ray had wound up doing something to his leg or ankle or something. So they was like, "Red, you think you can run some routes against him?" And in my mind, I'm like, man, I don't want to run routes against my brother, you know? So I was like, I'm trying to see him make it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to compete against him. So in the midst of that, I got my shoes untied. So you can tell I'm not really taking it serious.
You ain't serious.
I'm like, I'll be out here. I let him, look good and shine. But then my coach, one of my offensive coordinator, he was there. And he was like, "Red, come here." He was like, "Man, this could be your opportunity too, right?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "What you talking about, coach? They ain't looking at me." So he was like, well, you know, that's how stories happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's how success stories happen. So I was like, he was like, why not just give it your all? You don't know what can happen. And once I laced them up, tied my roches up, and I told my friend, I said, bro, I hate to do this to you, dog.
Hey,
but I gotta give you this work.
You gotta get this work.
You gotta get this work, man. And I just mean, I've always been a person that could get good release outside. I don't care if you're bigger, stronger. I always worked on my releases. So I just say, by the time that workout was over, they was like, who is him? Who is he? Why y'all didn't tell us about him?
Yeah. So what happened after the workout? Did you get a spot on with the Browns, or what happened?
To be honest, I didn't get the spot or the opportunity because they just drafted Braylon Edwards.
Oh, I remember him.
So by them drafting Braylon Edwards, competition at that time, they're not trying to bring nobody to compete against their first round draft pick. So I knew when he said it, and he'd already had told me, I knew what their receiver room looked like. And they had like 4 of me that they had drafted. And that's what people don't realize. If you go in the top 3 rounds,
Yeah.
you're going to get opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. You're going to really have to not be good at all in order to get cut.
You're right.
So in my mind, I'm like, if I get the opportunity, great, but what's my next opportunity?
What was the next?
CFL.
Okay. So what was the CFL team?
The Winnipeg. Winnipeg was the CFL team.
Nah, I am familiar with Winnipeg, not necessarily the football team.
Right.
My first duty station was at Grand Forks, and as an 18-year-old, newly fresh in the game, me and my buddies, we would travel up to Winnipeg and do the unthinkables.
Oh,
Because we were, young, dumb, and didn't know any better.
Right.
But everything was legal to do in Winnipeg, and man, that was our little hole in the wall. But that's where you played football at. Tell us about that experience.
Cold.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
A wider field, a longer field.
Yeah.
There are only maybe 5 to 10 American players. Everybody else is from Canada.
Wow.
That's what a lot of people don't. They think that it's American players. No. In order for them to bring you to Canada, you have to be one of their guys. They're not just bringing a team full of Americans. They can't do that because that's not how CFL is set up. It's Canadian Football League for a reason.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they're not trying to bring every American over there to play. They're picking who they want to bring in.
Now, did you stay in Canada for some years?
No, I didn't stay there for me. I didn't really like it.
It's cold.
It's cold.
It's so cold there.
It's cold, and I'm okay with playing in cold weather, but that cold is different.
Nah, people got to really experience like that northern cold.
Yes.
Like I'm from Mississippi.
Yeah.
So it's humid, hot, sticky. And they sent me to North Dakota, man, and they got -60 my first winter. And I remember calling my mom and saying, I don't know how this going to work out. Now, I'm indoors, though.
Right.
You outside in it, though.
Yes.
Or was it a dome?
No, it was outside. So it was a trick. And I used this trick when I came back. So over there, what they tell you is to make it feel like it's not as cold, you put on what they call it's almost like a grease. It's like what they call it, those old school bomb full of.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You put that on your body, and you put your clothes on top of it.
Oh, you heating up.
So you heat up. So once you heat up and go, you're good. You don't even realize it. So that was their trick to stay warm, because there's no way you're going to stay warm if you didn't use that petroleum jelly or whatever they call it they use. But that's what we use to stay warm.
I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
I didn't either.
No.
I did not want to stay.
But after the CFL, is that where you transitioned into coaching?
No, I still was playing, but it was like an off season for me. So that off season I came back, I wound up going to Iowa to play arena football.
Okay.
And over in Iowa, once that season was over with, it was an off season. So our off season is normally when the NFL season is about to start.
Okay.
So we came back, and actually Coach Ken knew George Hegeman. He was real good friends with George Hegeman. George Hegeman played with Deion Sanders with the Cowboys when they won the championship. I think that was 96, 95, 96. So when we went out there, and originally I was helping out him with the offensive defensive lineman.
Helping who?
George Heckman,
Okay.
which was a Super Bowl champion for the Cowboys. And I think along with Deion Sanders, you had Omar Starmeyer, you had Kevin Mathis, you had George Heckman, Nate Newton would be out there. You would see Darren Woodson out there. Emmitt Smith was out there.
Man.
So Emmitt Smith's son that you see now that was at Texas A&M, he was on the same team with Shador, which we call Grown.
Yes.
He was on. They was all on the same team. So when we did our first tryout, we did it at the Cotton Bowl, which is right there, kind of like outside of downtown Dallas, and that's kind of how I started. I started out helping Big Jeezy with the offensive, defensive lineman, and then I transitioned into the receivers, tight ends.
That was with Truth?
Yeah, that was with the Truth organization.
How long was you with Truth?
I was with the Truth for around 6 years.
Okay.
And I coached over there. And the crazy thing about it is, out of every kid that I coached, maybe I want to say 12 of them got D1 scholarships.
That's
And
really
one is currently in the NFL right now.
wow. And that was the wide receivers.
And that was the wide receiver tight ends.
Who's in the NFL right now?
James Poche. He currently plays for the Tennessee Titans.
Man, that's
But
amazing.
he got drafted by the Baltimore Ravens.
Now, what was it like? Were you coaching alongside Prime? Or like what was that like? Because I see him on TV and
Right.
it looks like it would be a lot of fun to be on his coaching staff.
I coached alongside of him. We had two teams. We had the Prime side and we had the Time side. Now we all practiced together, but when it came to Saturdays, depending on who we playing, what side of the DFW Metroplex they live in, or what they play on, the Time might go, the Prime might play here, and then if it was a big game, if it was say if we were playing a team outside of Florida, then we'll combine Prime and Time and we'll travel and go play. But no, I coached as the receivers, tight ends coach on the prime team, but I coached all the receivers that were on each side.
Now, did you take it past Prime? Did you look at like high schools, middle schools, or was Prime like the beginning and the end of football coaching for you?
No, I started doing a lot of personal training.
Okay.
And with the personal training, I had opportunities to go coach at several high schools. I've actually helped out some teams. One of the guys that was there, he started something called RP College, which is almost like a feeder. It's not actual college, but it's like it gives you a opportunity if your grades are not good or if you need film. It's in between like JUCO and D1 colleges.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, so he started one, so I did that with him, helped him out do that a little bit. But I never wanted to really get into college because, into high school, first of all, they don't pay any money. I like kids, but I don't like kids like that to be taking the pay cut. So, and I was working in corporate America, so I said if it's one way I can still stay attached to football, and was to do trainings and just stay attached that way. And I coached like for a while. I stopped coaching for a minute until my son started playing.
Oh, we're going to talk about that coming up. Yeah, I definitely want to touch on that. But what you said something about Coach Ken earlier. Was Coach Ken arena football or was that Canadian football? Like, where did you connect with Coach Ken at?
Me and Coach Ken connected in arena football.
Okay.
Coach Ken wound up coming, I want to say he came to San Angelo, and I was the man at San Angelo.
San Angelo, Texas?
Yes.
Oh, that's middle of nowhere, too.
Yeah, that's in West Texas.
I've been there, too.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about San Angelo, West Texas. I think that's like Midland, Odessa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know anything. So they wound up calling me, and that was me coming back to Texas, trying to be closer to my girl, fiance at the time. So that's the reason why I came back. So when I got that opportunity, Coach Ken was coming in, and I'm not gonna say I didn't like Coach Ken. I didn't really know him, but I just know Coach Ken talked a lot.
He does. Yeah.
He talked a whole lot. So, and I was like, man, I'm about to shut this dude up. I'm about to embarrass him to where he ain't gonna want to play football no more. I'm about to humble him. And since I was the big dog on the team, I was like, I let other people go, and I was like, I got something for this.
What position did he play?
He played DB.
That's also y'all on opposite sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he played DB, and I would just say that he switched his position to slot receiver before camp was over.
You made him. You made. Nah, I gotta mess with him on Saturday. You made this man switch positions.
Hey, it was a smart decision. Do you want to go up against me every practice?
Yeah.
Or do you want to be on the same side as me?
Yeah.
Hey, it might be a best decision that you come over here.
So y'all played together for some time.
Correct.
He gets ready to start Dallas Elite. What is the connection? He just knew automatically you wanted to be part of this track thing. What was the connection there?
Well, from arena football at this time, we all became friends. It was Coach Ken, Coach Deron, who played with the Frisco Thunder. That's how we all became cool because that's where we were. So Coach Deron was Frisco Thunder, and myself, and we all coached with Prime, Coach Prime, with the Truth. So with the Truth, they only had at that time, it was just strictly football. But once football season was over, it was dead period. So originally we were coaching with Ken was talking about, hey man, why don't y'all come help me out and go be track coaches, and we was coaching with the HP Bobcats, Hamilton Park. And then it was, I think his cousin or somebody that he knew from his neighborhood that had the Hamilton HP Bobcats, and we were actually still practicing at Hillcrest. And then from there, something happened, and he wound up venturing off and saying, hey, would y'all come with me and start Dallas Elite?
Wow. Now, I've seen you firsthand how you are with my kid. You instantly can connect with kids, man, and they respect it. Like, I could see, like, some of the kids, when you talking to them, like, you giving them some tough love. Right. But, like, they really like, all right, I'm going to shut up and listen. Have you always been able to just connect with kids like that, or is that something you had to develop?
I've always had that I'm not going to say gift of gab, but I know what kids need to hear.
You do.
And I know sometimes when I can yell at them, but I also got to come back and love them at the same time. Yeah. And have that personal conversation with them, let them know, hey, I'm not going to tell you to do anything that I want to do myself.
That's real.
Now, the difference now that I'm older opposed to when we started, myself, Coach Ken, and Coach DeRon, we used to actually run with the athletes at practice.
Oh, wow.
So people that you see that are coming back now, coaching like Coach EJ, Coach Diamond, Coach Taylor, anybody like that, we actually used to compete with them at practice. Wow. And tell them, hey, if I'm doing this at this age, this ain't no reason why you can't do it. And your legs are a lot younger than ours.
A lot.
So that was the difference. So, but what I would say I had to develop more was being able to coach it without doing it. Because at that time I was coaching by action.
I got you.
So now I had to change from coaching by action, and start coaching with experience and understanding and just knowing where they're coming from.
No, that's good. I say as a parent, though, like, give me an example. Yesterday, you told Reagan she had to run the 400. She didn't got a beat down. Like, she was all balled up. So as parents, for us, it was reassuring that you was there talking to her. Because you saw we just walked off. We were just like, he got it.
Right.
Yeah. We just went and got in the car. We're just going to wait to see when she get here. Because, like, whatever she needs to hear, like, we were confident that you were going to say it. Like, that's a special, for us, that's a special connection that we have in you and the rest of the coaches, Coach Ken specifically, that we know y'all going to do right by the kids. So, parents, I'm telling y'all, listen, if y'all I'm shameless plug, if y'all looking for a track team, like, this it. Yeah. This it. You're going to get coaching. You're going to get loved on. You're going to get disciplined. I got a video I'm about to post this week of I ain't going to say her name, of somebody getting disciplined by her mom.
I've heard.
Coach Ken came off the top rope with her, and then they was tag team, and the girl was like, hey, y'all got it?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I apologize. Yeah. So it's an environment, man, that I've really, just as a parent, really have enjoyed just being part of. So I just had to, I like to give people their flowers when they do, but not only the connection that I see that you have with other people's kids. Now you got your own son here. Right. He's running. Hopefully he gets well soon with his leg. He's playing football. What was it you? Like, hey, let me get this football in the crib, or was it something like he actually wanted to do this?
To be honest, my son begged me for like 3 years to play football.
Get out of here.
And I would not let him.
Why?
I've heard of parents, and I've seen parents push their kids to play sports. Yeah. And either their kid gets hurt, they don't love it. And when you push a kid to And it's an investment. It's not only a time investment, it's a financial investment.
Yes, it is.
So me being a coach before I was actual a parent, I've seen that happen, and I was like, I don't want to do that to my son. I do not want to push him on. I don't want to put the pressure. He's going to get enough pressure on his own trying to live up to what I've done. And I didn't ever want that to be his story.
Yeah.
So when he was asking me about it, because, of course, he saw me play when I think he was 3, and I was still playing. So he actually saw me play. And that was really only reason why I played. Because at that time, I actually had stopped playing. And then I got the opportunity to play here in Dallas for a arena team with the Mesquite Marshals. And I was like, dang, my son ain't never seen me play. He heard stories, but he's never seen me play. So I was like, hey, I'll go out here, I'm going to make some money.
Yeah.
Easy money, in my opinion. So I was like, this is my opportunity to play. But by him seeing me play, when we're at home, he putting my helmet on, he walking around with my shoes.
Yeah, that's special.
With my gloves on his hand. And I was already just throwing the football with him inside the house, but not pushing him to do that. Yeah. We had a basketball hoop inside the house, the little kitty.
Oh, yeah.
The 3-foot, 4-foot goal. So he was doing that. I tried to get him on the T-ball. So anything, not just football. But I want to say his first year that I took him out, one of my friends that I played arena football with the Mesquite Marshal, he had his own youth organization called the Garland Bulldogs. So I took him out there, and he was like, and I wanted to take him somewhere where I didn't have to coach him.
That's good.
Because I wanted to sit back and just be a parent. And I was like, all right, man, when you go out here, just make sure you give it your all, don't quit, and give effort. If you give me effort, that's all I care about.
Right.
I'm not caring about you being the best 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old on the team. I just want you to give effort. So it just so happened his first year playing football, contact football, tackle football, he wound up being a quarterback. I didn't want him to be the quarterback. I wanted him to be the backup.
Wait. I ain't never heard a parent say, I wanted him to be the backup. Why was this?
Because it was his first year. And I wanted him to kind of like learn it.
I got
And
it.
football is not a sport that you go your first year and just like be in it. Because he growing up different than me.
Yeah.
Like my daddy put me in that environment as a young kid.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Even though he wanted to do it, he had never met that head on, that competition, that discipline that you need, that want to.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want that. I want him to learn it first.
Yeah.
And then gradually get better and then go into the starting position. But he wound up surprising me and doing his thing, surprising himself.
Yeah.
Because I thought he always wanted to say, Dad, I'm going to play receiver like you. And I'm like, man, that's different.
Yeah.
Like I knew that I had that at a young age. I didn't see it originally in him.
Yeah.
But the quarterback position is you got to be able to be a thinker. And you got to think on your feet. You got to be able to command the huddle. You got to be a leader. And he had all those attributes. So he wound up being the starting quarterback his first year playing contact football, and they won a championship.
Apple don't fall
No.
too far from the tree.
Right.
It's in his blood too. He got granddaddy you and now.
Yeah.
That's pretty special. So he's still playing quarterback now?
He's still playing quarterback now.
Okay.
But he's transitioning, or he's wanted to transition into playing tight end receiver.
Really?
Yeah, he's gonna be a nice sized kid. So I can see why he has nice hands. So I can see why he wants to do it. So I'm just hoping that his body recovers well and that he gets to live out his dream, however that ends for him.
Do you ever watch him play and you're like, you see like a little bit of you in there and you get like, ugh, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the first time he did something I had never done, I didn't do at his age. He was playing flag football. We were living in Frisco at the time, and the center in flag football is also a receiver. He's just hiking from the line and he goes out for a route. So one of the he got in. He was like, "Daddy, call a play for me. I want to catch the ball." I was like, "Okay." And we practice one-handers in practice. We practice one-handers at home. I have them do 20 on right hand. I have them do 20 left hands. Catching it low, catching it high. That's just something we individually do outside of practice. So this particular game, he went up over two dudes and caught a one-handed football, and he was like 7.
Oh.
And I didn't go lie, I didn't even see it. I saw it on film later, but I just heard the crowd going out because I'm worrying about calling the next play. And by him making that catch, I was like, okay, you might have it, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like I said, I didn't push him to do that.
But he wants to do it though.
Oh, he wants to.
Yeah.
And I think, matter of fact, how he entered himself was playing receiver, not quarterback.
Look at that.
And he made a nice catch. I give him that. He made a nice catch. Opened up, went high, pointed the ball, caught it with his hands. Just freaking accident, body growing.
Yeah, we praying for a speedy recovery for him, man. We getting to the end of this, man. This has been good. Your story is you done live some lives. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's proper English, but you done live some lives.
Yeah, it's been a long road.
Now, one thing that we talked about off camera that I didn't know that I cannot skip over. This man told us that his dad is a preacher, so you grew up as a PK.
Yes.
So your daddy done lived some lives.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Man, what was it like growing up as a preacher's kid? Because I hear story. I don't know that life. That is not my ministry. My dad was definitely not a preacher.
Right.
What was it like growing up as a PK?
Always in the spotlight. Mm-hmm. Always looked at as being perfect, or you have to be perfect because your dad is the pastor.
Mm. Oh, so hold on. He wasn't just a preacher. He was the pastor.
Oh yeah, he was the pastor.
Oh yeah, you in the light.
Yeah, so it was definitely for all my siblings, not just me. It was definitely, I would say, not uncomfortable. It was more challenging being able to try to live 2 lives at one time and being a youth, because you have to be a certain person inside of church.
Yeah.
But then you have life outside of church. And we grew up in the hood.
Yeah.
So we going to church, but then we coming back to gunshots, police sirens, crackheads and all that. So being able to live in it, but still maintain that Christianity of being a PK. And my dad did a great job of being able to keep us balanced, keep us faith-bound, keep us sound-minded. And I'm not going to lie, me growing up as a PK is the only reason why I made it through a lot of those situations.
That's what I wanted to ask you next. Do you think, twofold question. The first one is, do you think being in that limelight, like early on, kind of made it like, this is nothing for me to be in the limelight in sports?
Oh, definitely. When you sing with people like Kurt Franklin at a young age, you sing with people like Derrick Cooley, you sing with the Winans, you sing with Rance Allen, you sing with people like that. Man, Paul Morton.
I wish I could do a Rance Allen run right now when you said that.
Hey,
I can't though.
Hey, we actually, when we were young, because we were in this choir called the Full Gospel Mass Choir, and it's really all adults, but it's only like four or five younger kids, and it's me and all my siblings, and you had PJ Morton who was doing the keys. We were the only kids in that choir. It's a video out there surfacing of me, my brother, my sister singing in that choir. But I would say being in that situation and being in that limelight, we used to also sing for like Dillard's, for like Christmas, doing their programs. We did Showtime Apollo Kids.
What year was this when you were singing with Kirk?
This was like 90, I want to say 90, like mid 95.
Oh, this is Melodies from Heaven, Kirk.
Yes.
Okay.
This Melodies from Heaven, Kirk. Yeah. And my sister, she actually went along to sing with him with God's Property too, my older sister. But being in that limelight at a young age, it's like you always have expectations. Yes. I think a lot of people don't know they fall victim to expectations. And in my mindset, you have to exceed the expectations or try your best to exceed the expectations.
I like that.
So that's always been my mindset, because mindset does dictate how you live and how you move.
100%. So was there a moment in your life where it sounded like your singing career was taking off? Did you have to decide, I'm going to sing or I'm going to do the sports thing?
Yeah, I was 17. I had to make that decision.
Tell us about that.
at this time we started getting being able to get into the studio. We were working with different producers, and it was a conflict. Like either I had something going on sports related, or I had to go to the studio. We had practice. I'm like, man, I can't do both. And my dad came to me and was like, hey man, you're at a fork in the road now.
Yeah.
You got to make a decision, because that commitment that it takes to be an elite athlete, as well as doing vocal training to be somebody that's singing.
Right.
And people don't realize when you become a singer and you sing and you practice as much as you do, you got to get vocal training. You got to train your voice, because it's different. It's different octaves and notes that you have to be able to hit on every. And then at that time we started being able to read music.
Okay.
So singing different songs and getting music from different artists and producers, and singing those songs. That's where I was at that time. So I had to make a decision. And a lot of people don't know that I've ever sung, because I normally don't tell nobody.
Man, we pulled it out of you today. And so, do you still sing at all now, or is this just like something in the past?
Oh no, that's in the past, man. I don't sing now. I think the last time I actually sung was at my mother's funeral in like 2021.
Oh gosh, wow.
And me and my brother and sister, we sung our favorite song.
Man, I know that was touching.
Yeah.
My goodness. So you have lived what I think I've counted 4 different lives now. We got high school, we got arena, CFL, we got PK, we got singing with Kirk Franklin when he still had a gap. You'd have lived a few lives, man. Looking back on it though, what are some of the little pockets where your faith really played like a major part in those different areas of your life?
I want to say this was my junior year of college, and I'll keep it short.
No, keep it short. Give us the whole thing.
But I had a situation where I was due to go back to school, and my roommate at the time, we were moving, because he stayed down there for the summer, and I came on for about a couple of weeks before I went back to Graham. And he was saying, hey, man, they're going on our rent here. Hey, I've looked at some other places we can move. I said, okay, just let me know what they say.
Yeah.
So he decided that he was going to look at apartments, but instead of just telling me him and his girlfriend wanted to move together and stay together, and they didn't want a third wheel, I pretty much didn't have nowhere to stay going back to school. So for the first semester, I'm sleeping around at different homeboy houses, people dorm rooms, going by different young ladies' spots, sleeping over there. Or I'm sleeping in my car. So I have clothes at one of my line brothers. I got clothes in his closet with my chest, and I have clothes, comforter, and stuff in my trunk of my car. So if I can't get in, because he went to sleep like crack of dawn. He went to sleep 8:30, 9 o'clock. He sleep. And he stayed in Ruston, but I'm going to Grambling. So I would drive to Ruston.
Yeah.
I was sneaking to drive Domino's as a delivery driver for them, and then try to get back to him so I can take a shower and get ready for the morning. But sometimes he wouldn't wake up.
Goodness.
So I went to sleep in my car for around 4 months, and I didn't tell nobody. At that particular time, that was like the lowest that I had ever been. And it was my faith that only got me through that.
That's amazing. Wow. So, a couple more things, and we're going to close this up. Let's talk about when people watch this video here. What do you want them to take away from your very unique story?
I would say exceed expectation and don't run away from challenges.
That's good.
Be able to exceed expectations that people have for you as well as yourself, and don't ever run from a challenge. Look it in the face, accept it, own it, and overcome it.
I like that. And that exceed expectations thing, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna use that at work. Yeah. That's good. Because you're right, everybody will put an expectation on you. Don't let it weigh you. Right. Exceeded.
Right.
That's good. You might want to brand that. You might want to.
I give them now for free.
You get it? Okay. No, a couple more questions. So if thinking back to DeSoto High School, if that was what, 10th grade?
Yeah, it was the end of my 10th grade going into my junior year.
If that version of you could see you now, what would you think they would say?
Great decision. Great decision. I tell people all the time, DeSoto changed my life to think about life beyond high school. My mindset prior to me going to DeSoto, I didn't think I was going to live past 18.
Really?
No, because the area that I grew up in, a lot of my friends either died or they were in jail. So for me, it was like DeSoto made me think about college. I didn't think about college prior to DeSoto.
So Dad made the right move of making you switch.
No, actually, me being kicked out gave me the right move. Because I got kicked out of Carter. I ain't telling a lot of people that, but I got kicked out of Carter. So I was like, well, I'm going to go to DeSoto.
Okay, I get it now. I get it.
Yeah.
So last question, and we're gonna end this wonderful interview. Let's talk about leaving a legacy. What's one thing that you want to convey? The last thing you want to convey in this interview. What is one legacy that you want to leave, either on the track for your son or just personally for yourself?
For myself, I just want to be the type of person. The legacy I want to leave will be a legacy of relationships, building and cultivating relationships.
Okay.
I think a lot of things that I've learned over the years, it hasn't been always what I know. It's been about who I knew. And those relationships that I've cultivated over years have opened doors for me at this particular time of my life, and it's going to open up doors later on in my life. And those relationships that you build, if I could stress to any young person, work on building relationships, being a good representation of yourself and your family.
Yeah.
And working and building those relationships, because those relationships that you cultivate from high school, sometimes from elementary, high school to college, after college, those are the relationships and those are the people that help excel you and put you in places once you become an adult.
I love that. You got a network.
Yeah.
You got a network. Listen, my guy right here.
Appreciate it, man.
This has been amazing.
Pleasure.
If y'all not following us yet, y'all better hit that follow button, because we bringing the heat every Friday with people just like who I call Coach J.
Yeah, Coach J.
Coach J right here. So listen, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Share this video. As motivating as this is, some kid needs to hear this that's fighting adversity.
Right.
Don't let it weigh you down. Exceed it. I'm Derrick Cooley. This is Coach J. It's another episode of Beyond the Stopwatch podcast.